What is your name?
Hi, my name's Nikita.
Okay. Hey, Nikita, how old are you?
I am 34.
34. And then how old were you when you first started working with us?
Mm.
Were you 33?
I was 32. It was right before my birthday. So, I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
we went around.
Right before your birthday. And then how much weight have you lost in total working with us?
Let me see. Probably about 65 pounds.
Okay. I got you. You lost about 65 pounds. And then
Mhm.
And then, what do you think was the biggest thing this time around that helped you lose such a substantial amount of weight versus maybe in the past when you were trying on your own, or maybe I don't know if you've done challenges in the past or had gotten help in the past or work with a doctor. What do you think helped this time around for you?
I think I was at a place in my life where I just took a pivot and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I need to go get help. I
Mm-hmm.
need to talk to somebody. Um, I need to make some different investments in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, I don't know if I ever told you, but I had weight loss surgery. But then I had a child and I gained a lot of the weight back.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, I think it was a mindset thing and just like, okay, I'm not about to do surgery again. I'm not about to, you know, I'm not about to go any other route besides making sure that I put the time, energy, and effort into me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Let me ask you because I didn't know you had weight loss surgery. As someone that had weight loss surgery, because a lot of women come to us and they still are trying to lose weight, or maybe they've gained some of the weight back after weight loss surgery. But they're like, your stomach's smaller now. It's different than maybe other women that are trying to lose weight. Um, how do you feel like this worked out for you since you had weight loss surgery and you're not coming like a traditional woman that hasn't had weight loss surgery because there are adjustments that have been made internally when you have weight loss surgery typically. Like, do you feel like it was effective for you coming in?
Of course, yeah. I almost wish that I would have sort of went this route before I went the route to have weight loss surgery. And I
Yeah.
don't have anything against it, but it's just like I think that a lot of times as women we don't take the time to understand ourselves, learn our body composition. So for me, whenever I went to the doctors, they told me that I wouldn't be able to lose a certain amount of weight. And that was kind of like if I didn't have the surgery, and that was kind of like discouraging.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, I actually could have did this on my own. If I would have just took more time, knew what to look for, and
Yeah.
understood my body better. Um, yeah.
With the weight loss surgery, when you went into your surgery, what weight were you, and then what weight did you get down to after surgery? Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact numbers, but I do remember that I only lost like 35 pounds.
From the surgery.
Yeah.
So, and you lost 30 some pounds, I think, in like probably 3 months when you started working with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the women out there, I think this is important because one thing I'll say about doctors, I think doctors are great, but people have to remember that being a doctor is a business still,
Mm.
and they are going to sell you products, but people don't look at it like that because they're a doctor. When
Right.
before it might have been weight loss surgery, now it's going to be GLP-1 because that is the product that is selling. They're going to
Hmm.
sell what is selling. And the reality is a lot of times you could say, yeah, they didn't tell me to work, but the doctors do tell you to work out and eat healthy, but doctors also aren't trained to break down and structure out, okay, this is how you should be eating specifically. This is how you should be training. This is how you need to schedule your life because this is how you schedule out your life and your day, and this is how you start to change your mindset, and this is how you do your affirmations, and this is how you know, really build out a new lifestyle. That's not what they're trained on. They're going to no, they can give you the basics. You need to eat less calories. You need to move your body more. And most people are like, okay, but they need more specific things. And then you need it to be structured around your life. So what the doctor's going to do most of the time is go, well, people aren't really doing that anyways. Here's the product they're selling. We're going to sell you the GLP-1s. That's going to make them money. We're going to sell you the weight loss surgery. That's going to make them money. And the vast majority of people that are getting these products sold to them, they're going to be stuck in a cycle of either getting more surgery, trying more medication, or eventually some ladies are like you and they're like, you know what? I need to do this the natural way because it's the only way I'm going to sustain it long term. If you don't learn that, like imagine someone telling you can't lose 60 pounds. What was the reason for that? What did they say was
Um,
the reason that you couldn't lose weight?
so you know how you do like the calculator that we do that tells you your like how many calories that you need to lose weight.
Yeah.
So they ran some blood tests on me, and they basically said that my metabolism was low, and so it'll be more difficult for me to lose the weight. But prior to going, I had lost like 50 pounds on my own before I
Yeah.
had the surgery because you know you have to lose
You
weight
got to be a certain
before
weight.
you do. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't know because there's so much information online is that your metabolism actually doesn't slow down till you're 60.
Mm.
So, all you have to do typically is do what you did with us, which is train, eat right, and be consistent in that manner, and magically you'll start losing weight. Magically, your metabolism is so much faster. But when people tell themselves that, whatever you tell yourself repeatedly, and if you have an authority figure that has credentials like a doctor, they're telling you that you're like, well, you're the doctor, so I'm just gonna listen to you. But
Mhm.
it's just not true. I mean, we see women that are in their 70s lose weight still. So
Yep.
it's like, it's definitely possible. Um, how did you manage this? You're a mom and you were going through a hard time in your life when you did start working with us. And I'm not saying you're out of it, but I know that was like in the earlier phases of it. How did you
Yeah.
navigate the more challenging and busier time of your life and still prioritize yourself? I think that's the big thing for a lot of women that we work with is they just have a ton of stuff going on. How did you, I guess mentally manage that, and then schedule wise manage that?
Let me tell y'all, Coach he's a gentleman. I'll put my business out there. You know what I mean? So basically, I wasn't even 12 months postpartum. I was going through a divorce. I had started a business. I had a ministry, and I mean, I still have all these things, but now I'm single and free. Praise the Lord. And I think, as a single mom, I could have made a lot of excuses, but I thought about my daughter. I thought about, growing up watching my mom. And I was like, that's not what I want for her. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to chase her around. I want us to be able to have a good time. And then I also know that, children mimic you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like the way that I handle certain situations and circumstances, I'm literally like teaching her what to do. So like she was a big motivator. My number one motivator was God, and I
Amen.
appreciate you, Coach, for just letting me rock like I do because I love me some Jesus. But it was God and just like how good He's been to me throughout all of that. But I think that what I would say is to stop making excuses. Like real talk, there were so many excuses that I could have made, but it's sort of like, if you can't relate to anything that I said, all of us have a desire for like love, for relationship. And how can you desire for somebody to love you and to be in a relationship if you don't like honor yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't take care of yourself? How can you even teach people how to treat you if you don't treat yourself well?
Mm-hmm.
And I will say like losing the weight, getting a healthy mindset and things of that nature. I also went to therapy.
Good.
It sort of like changed everything, and now I don't have to work as hard. It's like you're hustling backwards, boo. That's what I want to say so bad. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're hustling backwards because now everything that I ever wanted, desired, is all just coming to me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the way it was supposed to be. So, yep.
Okay, awesome. No, I love that. Love that. Like I always say, like if you're an adult, there's always legitimate excuses because you have so many responsibilities. But there's always someone that's in the same situation or worse that made it work. So you can definitely make it work. And like I said, it's not always gonna be pretty. It could be ugly a lot of the times. As long as you do it right and you keep trying to get to it, that's all that matters. And so I would say, do you have any words for someone that might be in your situation where maybe there's a lot, not maybe, there's a ton of women that we talk that have had weight loss surgery, thinking about having weight loss surgery, thinking about getting GLP-1s, thinking about getting lipo, thinking about all these different things. They're thinking that it's impossible for them to lose weight. They're getting this affirmed by people, by the doctor. Things on the internet are telling them they can't lose weight. What words would you give them that may help them, take that step? Like, let me try this again, and really put 100% effort into it this time, so I can see some change.
Well, the first thing I always say is seek the Lord. Pray. And if that's not your judge, you want me to pray for you, girl, I'll pray for you. But anyway, honestly, after that, or something like that, whatever you do, whoever you pray to, just, I would say just get it done. Like, as far as like taking that bold step to invest in you, like, why invest? Because anytime you get a surgery, GLP, I don't know what GLP is, by the way.
It's like Ozempic, Zepbound.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Weight loss medication, all of that, you have to take courses for that. You have to sit through classes. You have to go and do. So what is the difference between that and really just investing in yourself and, getting a trainer or getting someone to help you make, short-term sustainable leaps and bounds towards your goal, so that in the long term, you know how to take care of yourself? Because, you can keep going to get your hair braided, but if you don't know how to do your hair at the end of the day, when you really need to get your hair done, girl, you're going to be out here looking bad. The world shut down. Ain't nobody know how to do their hair.
Yeah.
We was all out here with twist styles looking, some people was cute, but, so.
So you're saying just get it done. Just get it done. All right. Do you feel like your investment into working with us was a good investment? Are you happy you started?
Oh, yeah. I am so happy I started, and I'm so grateful for you guys. Like, I can tell that, you love what you do, even the other coaches, that they care. And I even got on my online dating profile. Like, I don't like lunches, but my trainer don't care. Because you don't be caring. You don't be wanting to hear none of that.
Hey, man.
You don't want to be hearing none of that. And it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I decided to work with you guys. Like, if you don't know, I mean, you probably heard this before, but you're anointed for this work, and you have healing and power in your voice to motivate us to do what we're supposed to do. And so that helped me a lot. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I'm about to talk to my bro. He really ain't gonna want to hear that I ain't do what I was supposed to do this week. So let me go ahead. But yeah, so I hope that answered the question.
No, that answered the question for sure. No, that's awesome. I think that's pretty much it for me. You already gave the advice for everybody, but you lost 65 pounds. There's someone out there that's struggling to drop 30 pounds and they think it's impossible. So hearing your testimony that you dropped 65 pounds after having weight loss surgery and being a mom and going through divorce, and you were able to make it happen through all that stuff, is like a crazy testimony that will only help more and more and more women. And that's our only goal. I mean, I think initially you came in through one of our free challenges that we don't do anymore. And my biggest thing was like, we just want to reach more women that feel lost, like they can't, like it's impossible, and take the impossible and make it like nothing I did before was working, and nothing and make it to where it's a possible thing. And that's the mission we're still on. And we hope to see you get down more, because you promised me you were. So I need you to stay focused.
Every day. I'm working on it every day.
Working on it. Where are we at right